if you have a boo or a bae, new or old, you've probably been stressing about what to buy them for the holidays. Well, stress no more. Whether you've been dating for 5 weeks, 5 months, or 5 years, best-selling author and Keishorne Scott is a best-selling author and relationship coach who joins us to talk about the types of gifts to give at various stages in your relationship. So take notes.
Yes.
Welcome, Key. What's going on, man? Happy to have you here. We need people to
How you doing, Mike?
take
How you
notes
doing? I'm
around
doing
this
good.
time
I'm
of year.
blessed. I'm feeling good. How you doing?
I'm doing well, man. I'm good because I got a wife, so I know what to get her. I just get her
easy.
whatever. I just get her money. That's easy. Just hey, what's your PayPal account?
Same
Zelle,
here.
whatever. You just go to the Louis Vuitton store and just buy anything you want to. But let's talk to these newbies out here, people that just got together with somebody you hooked up for maybe about a couple of weeks,
Yeah.
a month. What do you give that new boo or bae in your life, especially around this time?
Yeah, I say that's very interesting, but I would give them something based on the level of the relationship. A lot of people love to give gifts and try to win them over and thinking that that's the purpose of the relationship. I will say give them something that says, hey, I'm thinking about you, I care about you, I value you, but nothing to say, hey, you're my everything. I'm going to pour all my money into you. You're going to the Gucci store, you're going to the Louis Vuitton store. Even if you could afford it, I would say fall back and give them something meaningful and something precious. It could be anything.
Okay, so something a little sentimental, it sounds like. But, what if,
Yeah.
I was going to say, what if you're in a place where maybe one person likes the other person more, right? And so how do you navigate that? Like, what if one person doesn't give a gift at all and the other one wants to go extreme? Because sometimes people don't always feel the same way in the initial phase of the relationship.
Yeah. And I completely agree with that. And that's why you have to have some conversation before you even get to that point. Because someone could buy someone a car and the other person can get, some lotion. And, the value of that doesn't add up. So you guys have to have a conversation and say, hey, this is our first Christmas, our first gift given. What is the do's and don'ts? Because I don't want you to, go and splurge on me and I'm not in a position to even, get you what you want.
That's
So we
good.
have to have some boundaries in place, some expectations, and a conversation.
Some things that, like if you buy somebody a car within the first couple of weeks of dating them, or especially for Christmas, and you haven't even said "I love you" yet, I mean, is that inappropriate in a sense? What are some of the gifts that you maybe should avoid early on in your new relationship, not to try and overstep those boundaries, because people can take that the wrong way and you can turn them off.
Yeah. Yeah. I would say, have a budget. Have a budget for gift giving, right? And you don't have to buy things that is expensive. Sometimes people buy expensive things as a form of I love you or a form that I care about you. So they think that they will win your heart by buying materialistic things, right? And I fell under that trap in the beginning of my relationship into my marriage as well. So you have to get to that point where you're saying, you know what? I don't want to buy a car, but I see that you wear makeup a lot. Let me buy you a Sephora kit. Or I see that you go to the gym a lot. Let me get you some gym shorts or something like that. But that kind of gift shows that you're actually looking into that person's life and figuring out what they need, not only what they want or what you want to give them.
Okay, now what if you're past that, first initial stage and you've went out on a few dates and it's going good and you think that there's potential, but there's not that longevity yet? How do you transition into that sort of gift giving?
Well, I can give them a card with $20 in it and just give it to them and say, hey, this is it. But honestly, with that, it has to have a conversation with that too, and know that, hey, I'm gonna give you something because I care about you. And we were in a relationship. So we did have some kind of love for each other at some point. So I'm not gonna give you nothing. So at some point, I'm going to give you something that means something to you. It could be anything. It could be a card. It could be a gift card. It could be something, like you said, with sentimental value, but nothing too expensive to say, hey, because the other person might take it the wrong way. They might say, okay, the relationship isn't going too well, but you're still buying me some expensive things. It might be mixed signals involved. So give them something like a gift card.
Yeah, I want to ask you that on that same point. So I have a friend of mine who actually just broke up with his girlfriend, and here we are like 10 days before Christmas.
Aww.
They've been dating, right? And so they've invested something, but now here they are for the holidays, and that person, the girl, bought him something. is she obligated to still give it to him, or how does that work after you've broken up? Do you still give the gift that you bought if you've already bought it in advance?
That's a really good question. No, you're not obligated to give the gift at all. If you feel it in your heart that you want to, ask yourself that question, like, why do you want to give it? Do you want to give it from the kindness of your heart, or do you want to give it and expect something in return? So I will definitely say, if you want to give it, you could definitely give the gift, but it has to come from a place of just, I'm being generous. I'm giving you a gift out of love because I already brought it, but I'm going to give you this gift without expecting something in return.
Okay, that's nice. Sort of like a closing the chapter. We had special times together. Here you go.
Yeah.
Have a nice life. Okay, I get that.
That's your closure.
Yes. So especially as we get older, right? Many of us have kids. We have maybe relationships with our parents where we have in households with, extended family members. What about if you're in a relationship with someone? Do you get something for their kids too, or maybe their parents if you really like them?
Yeah, yeah. A lot of times you have to you get to that point where you really care about somebody, you really like someone, and you have to really observe, what they like. You have to pay attention. So lots of it is paying attention to the details in it.
All right, good.
Keishorne, the bottom line, isn't it just about having that conversation when it comes to appropriate gift giving? Just sit down with the person you're with and basically say, hey, you know what? We want to buy each other something for Christmas. Here's what the budget is. We're not going to go over this particular budget. Isn't that the best conversation to have before you go out there? And because some people can be disappointed. Now, I've been in a situation where, okay, I'm thinking that, okay, she's going to get me something extravagant. So I'm going to go to the Gucci store and I go get that Gucci belt or whatever for $800, $900. And then I see under the tip, I get a tie, which, okay, the thought is what counts. But at the same time, like, I could have gotten you some stockings. You know what I mean? Something, but so isn't it just a matter of conversation to avoid all this conflict?
Yes, it definitely. But sometimes even when you have these conversations, people always go outside and do the complete opposite. Like me and my wife, we had a budget at one point, but I can't stay within like $1,000 budget, because I know that she's going to say something anyway. She's going to say something anyway. So even though, to answer the question, yes, you should communicate, you should have the conversation, you should have that budget, but both parties have to agree with that, and you have to stick within those limits, because if not, somebody's going to have some questioning.
$1,000, that's a good budget. $1,000.
I'm telling you, Keishorne,
wow.
Every Christmas, okay, look at you, baller. That's what I'm talking about, boy. We love your services. How much your services cost? You just gave a lot of advice. Obviously, you make a lot of money for your services, Keishorne. That's all I'm saying.
It's social media. Thanks to social media. Social media is the new job.
Well, you just gave a lot of good advice on BNC. See what we do for our viewers. You don't start your day. All that expensive advice Keishorne gives to people on social media. Now you ain't have to pay for it. Right here.
That's great. Very valuable. So many people deal with that. So Keishorne, thank you for joining us on Start Your Day and for your amazing insight.
Thank you so much.